Oh, good after morning. Good after morning. Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. Welcome to a calm, serene scene here at Nantes, northern France, northwestern France. We're off down to Lisbon today. I can't remember doing a Monday afternoon stream before. This is wonderful. Really looking forward to this. We're going to chill out, relax, and what better way to start the week than a nice real ops flight. Checking out the recently released Lisbon airport, available from OrbX. There's also a handcrafted airport from Nantes, also available from OrbX. This is a real live flight, a real ops flight as well. You can track this one on Flight Radar 24. Not actually sure when this departed or if it's scheduled for a little bit later on. Now, let's just get the overhead banner working. So, where are we going? We are at Lima Fox Romeo November. No, we're not. Lima Fox Romeo Sierra. And we're headed down to LPPR. Which is, no, we're not, LPPT. Let's get our airports right, shall we? To Lisbon. Our call sign today is Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo. It's not the worst. I've had better, had worse. The operational flight plan is already pinned in the chat for you guys, but yeah, I'm hopeful we're going to have a nice, calm, relaxing flight down there. Now, despite what the weather looks like, it's actually really, really nice weather today. We once we get above those clouds, it's high pressure all over Spain, and where we're headed down, we check the SIGMET charts at the end of the operational flight plan. You shall see that. No issues, I think, today getting to our destination and landing there. So, fingers crossed. It should be a nice, calm, relaxing flight. So hello to everyone who's come on board. Lewis Aviation, you've been a member for 9 months. 9 months, let's have a good flight. Lewis, thank you so much for your continued support during that time. Hope you're well. Good to see you on board. I know you're only usually here during our daytime streams, which are rare at best. So really looking forward to this one. So good afternoon, David, Nick Burrows, hey, J-Hog, Matt, Lawrence, DK, Barry, Darshan, Dark Fury as well, Christian's here too, Andy Dowling, yes, I am using the McDo server for this. I always use this now, love that feature. Katie Zora, Alain, hello to you as well. Peter R, good afternoon. Starting the week with a like too. Thank you so much, Peter. Those likes really do help the channel. Wayne, good afternoon. Wayne, have you just got up? Spitfire RAF 100, hello. And Klaus Hansen, good afternoon to you as well. I think we're just hitting the American audience as they begin to wake up. What a great way to start the day. Klaus Kroner, good morning to you as well. I would be very surprised if we found any Australians watching this stream. If they are, they clearly would have insomnia. Barry, you've gotten a third stripe all of a sudden. Oh, well, that's the dedication for being a member for so long. Thank you so much for that, Barry. You've gained a promotion. So, final bit of setup here. Let's get on board. Tony, do I still use FS Realistic? Not when flying the A320NX, just because the Fly-by-Wire team do an amazing job all on their own. But for other aircraft, yes, really big help. Miguel 892, hello from Portugal. Our destination today. Right, so as you can see, we have the aircraft in its turnaround state. The operational flight plan, then, you will, if you have checked that out, you'll have seen that our plug fuel today is just over 6 tons, 6635. Well, everything is that good for our weather today that I'm only going to take a little bit of extra fuel. I can't come up with any reason not to. So 6635 will take 7 tons. A nice round figure there. So for 600 tons extra. Sorry, 600 kilograms extra. So we'll get the refueling underway. And that is done. Right, let's get that APU on, then we can start getting the passengers on board as well, can't we? So APU master 2, 3, and APU started. We'll let that fire itself up. Everything on the overhead is as it should be. Current QNH here at Nantes 1021, and pedestal is all good. Let's come up to the FCU. Our initial climb out on today's departure is going to be 5,000 feet. QNH is set. FDs 1 and 2 are on. Constraints, control panels, and instrument panels are all turned on and set. Should be a nice scenic flight as well. Shaman, am I expecting controls on the way out? Sadly not. I don't think there's any ATC here. I don't think there's any at the minute in Europe. I think London West is online, but that's not going to affect us today. Right, so let's just go through and check. We've got 3 nav green, aircraft status, yeah, correct engines, valid AirX cycle. Alright, onto the init press. Let's do our ACARS uplink. Let's have a look and see. So, our alternate today is Lima Papa Papa Romeo. Just clear the scratch pad. And again, Lima Papa Papa Romeo. Great thing about using the McDo, as I've said before, it's just so much quicker than clicking away. 3-1 Fox Kilo. Our call sign today. Costing to fail flight level 390 minus 65. Do you know what? This flight plan was actually created about 3-4 hours ago, so I am going to stick with the temperature there in the McDo. Actually, no. You know what? That's just a. Let's go with it. Minus 65. Ooh. Oh, not 655. Damn, that'd be cold. The Tropo 41304. There we go. Right, is the APU running yet? Let's have a quick look. Start getting passengers on board if it is in a second. APU bleed. Just time that for a minute. Right, whilst we're doing that, let's go to our flight plan. And we're going to be departing today, runway 03 on the Ariga 3 November. Let me just check the... Is it Ariga? Not Ariga. Ariga 3 November. And insert that. Destination. We're planning runway ILS 3, and that's going to be the inbound 7 kilo. There it is. The inbound 7 kilo, I think that's correct that it comes in by PESEX. We'll just have a quick look at the chart and check that out. We've got Oddlicks, and is PESEX on here? There it is. So, insert. That gives us a distance of 657. I've got 668 on the flight plan, so that's not a great difference. That's good. APU's been running long enough. Time to get the packs on. 1 and 2. I'll tell the cabin crew time to start boarding. So apologies during the setup as always if I do miss any questions or anything. Please do ask again once we're airborne, as I don't get a chance too much to look at the chat.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
Dark Fury, have the winds changed since since I last looked? Let me have a quick check. Wind 190 at 5. Oh, hang on. Yeah. However, up to 15 knots. Up to 15 knots, the preferred runway here in Nantes is runway 03. That's why we're using what would appear to be the wrong runway. So we're not using the wrong runway. We're just reading the charts. Onto the RadNav page. Do we need anything in there? Let me just have a quick look at that. NTS, we'll get that in. Init B page, we've got a zero fuel weight then of 56.8, yep, that's correct. Trip wind is a headwind of 1. That's neither here nor there, is it? Fuel planning then 5.8, and what have we got on board? 6.9. let the flight computer do its job, work out all the fuel and timings. Alternate fuel today, 1.4 tons. Let's just go ahead and edit that. And that gives us an extra 31 minutes flight time. Onto the performance page, transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction acceleration here is 1073. Yeah, that's close enough. Simulator rounds it up or down anyway. Just need to make sure the engine out is the same. 1080. It's going to be a flaps 1 on the departure. Toga takeoff. V2. VR. And V1. Lovely. Final waypoint that I'm just going to pop into the fix info page, and that is Norby, which is November Oscar Romeo Mike India. And that is because that is our engine out fix holding point. There it is. So I think we're all set up. So much quicker, isn't it? Using the McDo on a tablet. Michael, does anyone know why the approach button doesn't work on final? For me, if it's not ILS, then it won't work at the moment. In real life it does, but if it's a non-nav approach, you can use final approach mode, which would be activated by pressing the approach button, but that's not yet working in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, nice. I'm loving the classical back. I thought we'd go for a classical music theme today. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's nice and chilled out. Passengers are liking it while boarding anyway. Everyone's quite happy. Let's do our departure brief then whilst we're waiting. In fact, I'm just going to finish the cockpit prep. So as the refueling's finished, so let's get the fuel pumps on. Seatbelt signs can come on. We can get rid of the external power as well whilst the APU is running, so that's another job done. Lovely. Okay, let's talk about the departure. Weather here at Nantes is a little bit cloudy, but other than that, it's rather beautiful. In fact, the arrival runway here at Nantes is currently runway 03 in use. Let me just check what are the ILS. Oh yeah, no issues. No issues at all getting back here if we had a problem. What's our takeoff weight? Our takeoff weight is going to be 63.8. Well, we're currently 63.8. Call it 63.8. We're well below the maximum landing weight, so again, nothing stopping us getting back in here nice and happy. Aircraft is the experimental version of the A320NX. We've no terrain radar and we have no weather radar. TCAS is of course working. NOTAMs. Let's just scroll through the NOTAMs very quickly. See if there's anything that we need to be aware of. Let me just bring these on screen, then you can see. So at Nantes, nothing there. Approach procedures, yeah, nothing there. I wouldn't be doing an NDB approach. So at Lisbon, taxiway Tango 6 is closed. We can look at these en route as well if need be. But other than that, there's nothing to affect us. Threats to be aware of, very few to be fair, here in Nantes. Minimum safe altitude is nice and low as well, 2,100 feet. I think the biggest threat here in Nantes is upsetting the locals, isn't it? Don't want to overfly the city. We've got a nice INAV departure that's going to keep us well away from there, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem. Okay, let's talk about our departure brief. So we are at stand 3. We're going to push back facing west on Romeo Delta, taxi down on Romeo to holding point Alpha, departing runway 03. No speed restrictions on departure, straight flight out until 540 feet. Then it's the left turn to Elna, Nazir, Kima and Riga. We can double check everything is here and clear out the flight plan discontinuity. Yeah, so there you can see 540 feet, Elna, Nazir, Kima, Ariga, and then just clear out the discontinuity and the duplication of that, clear out the discontinuity there, and that's perfect. Okay, let's just do a quick cap on the emergency brief if anything goes wrong. Standard Airbus emergency briefs here, so all of you who are familiar with the channel will be aware of those. It's a standard engine out procedure here. If anything goes wrong after V1, get the aircraft into the air, 12.5 degree pitch if we've lost an engine, and we'll pull the heading bug, and at 1600 feet we make a left turn to the Normie holding point, which if I zoom out on the map we should be able to see. There it is. So a left-hand turn all the way around to the Normie holding point. That just brings us nicely lined up, ready for an arrival back into Nantes. So everybody should be happy. The last few passengers are boarding now. In fact, I think we're about there. So we can get rid of the jetway, say goodbye to them. Hey Danny, good to see you. Thank you for coming on board. The cabin sounds are provided by self-loading cargo.
All the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
Oh, a cup of tea after we've taken off. That would be fantastic, particularly as it is a long flight. We're definitely going to have time to grab a cup of tea. Let's just put that back on arc mode. We need it on arc mode. Interestingly enough, for takeoff, you need your aircraft on arc mode and 10 or 20 miles. Anybody know why? I'll leave that question for a little bit later on. So that's all sorted. We'll just welcome everyone on board. I'll do some pre-flight checks and then we'll run the before start checklist to the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, let me just check that we are on Unicorn 122.8. Indeed we are. Okay, so before start checklist to the line. Cockpit preparation is all set. Signs are on and auto it is. 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 6980 and balanced. FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1021.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross check.
Hey Frank, hope you're well. And the Racing Panda, welcome to the Captain's Club, the Racing Panda. Thank you so much for your support and joining the channel. Great to have you on board today. If you are on our Discord server, the Racing Panda, please do make yourself known and we'll get you into the VIP room. Thank you for your support. Hope you enjoy the flight with us today. Right, let's call the ground crew over.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
So, ground are coming by and we'll get ourselves ready once they get in place. So, We'd normally contact ATC at this point, no ATC online, so let's just get the beacon on. Check aperture pressure and start the timer. Pop transponder to auto, and we'll be about ready to push back in a moment.
The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Standing by for pushback.
Nantes traffic, Alpine 3-1 Fox Kilo, parking stand 3, pushing back facing west on Romeo Delta.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
So do as we're told. Release that
Parking
parking
brakes are
brake.
released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Reduce that speed a little. Okay, let's start those engines. So engine mode selector to start, and starting engine 1. Is that Nick over there in the British Airways? Be nice flying with you, Nick. I'll race you. No, what's the point? You'll cut in anyway. Tell you what we didn't do. Before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Mobile phone is off. Parking brake is now released. Don't know why. I need to get into the habit of doing that one. I always forget that check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit.
Good afternoon, that's traffic.
Oxygen
Quebec
masks,
464,
life
stand
jackets,
number
and
6,
brace
pushback
position
and
that you
start
must adopt if
facing
you
west.
hear brace, brace.
That is indeed Nick.
There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Harry on
Startup is
Facebook,
complete.
good afternoon
May
to you as well.
disconnect.
Thanks for
Roger.
stopping on by.
Engine start.
Yeah,
Clear to
toolbar
disconnect.
pushback
See you at the
is
side.
what I'm
Have a good
currently
flight.
using.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
So I'm just waiting for engine number 2 to stabilise itself. Francis, we're on VATSIM, so we're off multiplayer today. Speed Birdie on Twitch. Hello, thank you for the follow. Engine number 2 is available. So engine mode selects back to normal. APU bleed is off. Anti-ice. What's the temperature actually? Anti-ice is... oh no, not required. Just looking at those clouds. APU master's off. And the after start flow. So spoilers, rudder, flaps 1. And trim is 24.6. After start checklist, anti-ice is off, ECAM status is checked, picture trim 24.6, rudder is 0. We'll do our flight control check while we're stationary, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right rudder, full left, and neutral. Nantes traffic, Alpine 3-1 Fox Kilo, taxiing now to holding point Alpha for runway 3 via Romeo Delta and Romeo. Taxi light coming on. Release the parking brakes and a little bit of thrust to get us rolling. Won't take too much. And just as we roll down there, we'll get the in-op weather radar and predictive wind shear on. Auto brake max. Make this first turn. I bet it's going to look fantastic once we're above the clouds today.
North traffic, hello, EG57 Kilo Charlie, Pushback, stand 1 port.
Ooh, a company. EasyJet pushing back with us today. Excellent. I have found the rudder a bit twitchy in this experimental version. Trying to get it on a straight line is difficult at times.
Romeo Delta, Romeo for holding point Alpha at runway 03.
Takeoff.
Cabin crew seat for takeoff, please.
Okay, let's do our checks. So, performance is going to still be Toga QNH 1021. Engine out procedure, standard. Left turn at 1600 feet to the Normie waypoint. Enter the hold. And departure is the Ariga 3 November. Stop altitude is 5,000 feet. Let's do the before takeoff checklist. So flight controls are checked, departure briefing is confirmed, flap setting, config 1 is set, FMA takeoff data 130 blue, 135 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 5000 blue, and Toga. Transponder set, ECA memo, takeoff no blue, EFB is stowed. Gorgeous colours of the sim today. It's going to be, might even be night time when we land. Be dark, which would be quite nice. AlienX Gaming says there's been reports of geese around the airport. Use caution. I cannot wait until the day that that is actually added in to the sim. You see it now. There are mods available to add birds, payware, I believe. But imagine taking off and actually getting a bird strike and seeing the bird flying towards you as well. I'm not bothered about seeing the remains. Dear Danielle, the flight today lasts around 2 hours in total flight time. Klaus, you're still getting Crash the Desktop on final. Oh no, it does. The best thing I ever did was reinstall the simulator. Christian Togo, hello. If you are here and enjoying the flight, please do me a huge favour and hit that like button. It makes a massive difference to the live stream. It really does. RFS Gamer, thank you so much for subscribing.
Charlie Taxi 03, I'll just follow everyone else.
Quite nice as well as we're heading straight down this parallel taxiway. We can have a good look out in front and see that the approach path is nice and clear. So just start to slow our aircraft down a little bit. Lewis, am I grabbing a tea after takeoff? Well, maybe when we're at cruise, but I will be back for the full flight today. Yeah. Okay, so approach, as I say, the approach is looking nice and clear, the approach path. Just check our wheel temperatures. Not with that low recam flicks over, hasn't done automatically, but yeah, 15 degrees, no issues with that. Wouldn't have thought so, it's not the height of summer. Okay, let's get ourselves ready and lined up. Nantes traffic, Alpine 3-1 Fox Kilo, landing up for departure runway 3 on the Riga 3 November departure. Okay, all the lights on. Pack 1 and 2 TCAS, which is of course now working. Terry Cassanders, thank you for subscribing on TCAS. On TCAS. on YouTube. Okay, before takeoff checklist below the line. Cabin is secured, engine mode selection is normal. TCAS, TARA packs are off, and anti-ice is also off. Oh, Lewis, if you're grabbing one after takeoff, grab me one, will you? Tea, 2 sugars. No, 2 sweeteners. I wonder what on earth that were then. A little technical glitch. It looked like some strobe lights coming into land. Worried me for a moment there. Jayhawk 2 hours looks like. Ant's getting her own tea. She can bring you yours just before top of descent. Okay, so lined up, looking good, and we can see our fellow VATSIM flyers there at the gate. Alright, I think we're good to go. So, takeoff. Start the chrono. 50% M1. Engine stable, set takeoff thrust. Man Toga, SRS, runway. Side stick back to neutral by 100 knots.
100 knots.
That's checked. V1, rotate.
Lining up runway, you reckon?
Nav. Now we can follow the navigation as we've passed 540 feet. Set climb thrust. Thrust climb. Climb. Autopilot 1 is engaged. Pack 1 coming on. Just keep an eye out on those temperatures as we start to climb through this cloud. Pack 2. No ATC around. Let's give ourselves a high climb altitude. Let's set flight level 200.
Speedbird 464 is
200 blue.
waiting for another minute for due to separation.
And flaps 0. Spoilers disarmed. Get through this cloud layer, then we can release the cabin crew. Fly-by-wire really are bringing this aircraft alive, aren't they? So many features. Great, great aircraft to fly. And with the visuals of Microsoft Flight Simulator, absolutely fantastic. You can see we're just starting to break through that cloud layer just now, changing the colour. Sarcotech anti-ice not required. It's now just starting to drop. So we'll pop that on now. I could have put it on straight after we'd taken off. I didn't have it set on for the takeoff. Didn't think we'd need it for that. Turn the screen brightness up a little bit now, as it is of course a lot brighter above the clouds than it is below. Think Moisty 5 on Twitch, hey mate. Bit of static. Right, let's release the cabin crew. All looks well out there.
Runway 03.
And Skipper 464 is airborne on Lucia 3 November
Please
departure.
keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted.
The seatbelt ahead. How many minutes did you wait for separation?
2.
2 minutes. Spring 464.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do the same. DC 57 Kilo Charlie.
Daniel on Twitch asks, which temperature would you turn the anti-ice on? So it's between plus 10 and minus 40. As we departed, it was plus 11, and we'll be able to get up there. We'll be all right. But yeah, just turning through that cloud there. I was perhaps a little bit late turning that on. Right, 10,000 feet. Lights can come off. Airport on the EFIS. I'm just accelerating away. Start to climb again in a moment. We can clear the RadNav page out as well. Also clear that fix out for the engine out procedure. There we go. Right, anybody need a wee? Let's turn the signs off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Retro asks, do we have working VNav? No, not yet, but it's not needed. It's just another tool. Yes, it's nice to have, but it's certainly not a deal breaker. Right, according to the progress page, our cruising flight level today is flight level 390, and that is our optimum as well. So let's go ahead and set flight level 390. 390 blue. J-Hog asks, can I have 2 drinks as Nick isn't here? Oh, I bet Nick had a headache this morning after we passed over all those churches.
Easy 57 Kilo Charlie, Park 203 on the whatever 3 November departure.
So interestingly enough, you heard that EasyJet down on the ground in Nantes ask how much time between separation. If you've looked, obviously in real life, very rare that it would happen. You have 2 aircraft departing, going the exact same way. But if that is the case, 2 minutes for wake turbulence, and the timings between the 2.
Traffic, EG 1811 radio check. 5.
Christian VNav, the feature everybody wants but nobody needs.
It's
true that to an extent.
Nantes traffic, we are requesting aircraft to Lisbon. That's fine.
Nick, is that head a bit fuzzy? I'm not surprised. I think someone there on Unicom was trying to get a clearance to Lisbon. Nobody's going to clear you, I'm afraid. You're on Unicom. Clear yourself. We're probably going to get some nice views at sunset this evening. Chasing that sun though, heading down and obviously slightly west. Shabir, how did I download this game? I bought it from the Microsoft Store, although it's also available on Steam. Danielle on Twitch asks, is the experimental version stable enough to fly on VATSIM? Well, I am doing, so yeah, I would say so. Just keep an eye out for some daft things on the flight plan. I haven't come across too many. In fact, I'm not sure I've come across any, to be fair. The only things you may get occasionally is duplicate waypoints, so just keep an eye out for those. But other than that, yeah, absolutely it is. I'd say it was better because of the working TCAS. Hey, good morning, Brian Dyer. How are you? Hope you're well. Brian says it's not a game. Absolutely not. You have to think far too much for this game. Simulator. At the moment we've got a little bit of a tailwind, but given the total wind component of the flight, I'm going to expect that to spin round into a headwind a little bit later on. Barry says the directs are still a bit buggy at times and stars don't always load correctly either. I've not had any of that, Barry. Interesting. J-Hog, is your sim frozen? Oh no. Time to do your 93rd reinstall. It is indeed quite cloudy down there, isn't it? But thankfully we're now above it. So our flight route today, just so you guys can see, takes us out over the Bay of Biscay, then over northern Spain before dropping into Portugal. Almost a direct line of sight, isn't it? Estimated time of arrival at the moment is 17:01. Lewis Ray, hello from Lisbon, says looking out the window. If you're coming in by the weather's looking good, is it? Yeah, it's not going to be an automatic landing, this one. No need for that. Not today. Oh, Nick, I forgot about that. So what's the reason for the range at 10 or 20 on takeoff? It's because predictive wind shear doesn't work otherwise. Not that it works at the moment anyway, but yeah, that's the reason. And Lewis, yes, it is going to be runway 3 we're going to be landing at today. Peter, are you seeing some videos on the Phoenix Airbus? Any thoughts on it? Yeah, it's taken a long time to come. I bet it's going to be a good year since they first announced it to release. Brian says that his sim froze last night. It looked like it was trying to get some online data with a wheel on the screen, and then there was a crash to desktop. You really think some of the crash to desktops are more server related than anything else? I've had that suspicion as well for a while, because crash to desktops all seem to be happening for lots of people at the same time. Sometimes everything's running nice and smooth, and sometimes lots of people will get crash to desktops because you see them complain about it on the various servers and groups on social media, and I'm thinking, is there something underlying here that's underpinning everybody getting them at the same time? I wonder if that is the case. So welcome on board flight Alpine 31 Fox Kilo. That's our call sign, it's not our flight. What is our flight number today? It'll be on the operational flight plan, won't it? Our flight number today is welcome on board EasyJet flight 7642 to Lisbon from Nantes. Estimated time en route is around 2 hours or just under. We'll be cruising today at flight level 390. We're still in the climb. We'll serve drinks, we'll serve food, and you'll have an opportunity to buy a lottery ticket. What more could you want? Oh, and some glorious views as well. We've got the best view here, of course, up in the flight deck as we watch that sun go down. There's going to be, if there's this many clouds as that sun goes down, it's going to look beautiful and red. What time does the sun set in Lisbon? Anybody? So we can quickly Google that. 37,000 feet, 40 miles out. Can we see a contrail anywhere? Gone for a bit of a classical feel today, the onboard radio player. That's alright. VATSIM Chris, thank you for subscribing. We've got quite a direct route as well, which means in terms of shaving any time off our flight, don't think there's really much we can do. It's a shame it was a runway 03 departure. That would have saved us a little bit of time. We could have cut 3 or 4 minutes off turning around there, but never mind. The flight plan page of the McDo is telling us 16:56 at the moment. So, notice I said a little bit ago that we'd got a tailwind, and I was probably going to come around into more of a headwind a little bit later on, given the wind component we got for the flight, and you can see it's already starting to do that just now. Barry Bartson has been a member for 7 months. Barry, thank you so much for your support during the last 7 months. I'm going to use this one to vote for a late night flight from or to Brussels, during which you can fly along. How late at night, Barry? I like my beer in bed. And Barry, you've also said with the direct, sometimes you have the experience that it flies them correctly, but the green line on the display doesn't always change straight away. Well, this is true, and in order to know where you're going, there's a very simple, quick thing you can do. Just have a look at where you're going on here. This top right-hand waypoint name there always tells you where you are going. So it doesn't really matter what's shown on here if there's a bit of a delay. If that's got you going to the right place, then that is indeed where you shall be headed to. So with over 100 people watching, I'd love to hear whereabouts in the world are you watching from. Get a sense of some time zones for you guys. Obviously I'm here in the UK, as is Nick and Wayne. Christian's near Bremen in Germany. Lewis Aviation, also here in the UK. Thick Moisty on Twitch, wow. I said early on that this particular time of day streaming we probably wouldn't pick up any Australian viewers, and there you are in Sydney. It's 2:46 AM. What on earth are you doing up? Are you a security guard somewhere on a night shift? with nothing better to do? Someone's robbing the store behind you, but it's okay because you're at 35,000 feet over the Bay of Biscay. We may get some ATC a little bit later on. VATSIM starts to light up from about 1600, 1500 hours onwards. Beard and Gentleman also on Twitch at Montreal, 10:46 AM. Oh, lovely. I think mostly on Twitch, your sleep schedule is shocking. Oh, I agree. You should be fast asleep. Absolutely. Well, maybe we can lure you to sleep in the next 549 miles, which we have left to run. I think once we get to cruise, it is most certainly going to be time to go and grab myself a cup of tea. Aspect 009, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I think she also says he's been doing some sunrise cycling, and if I sleep I won't wake up for the sunrise, so I just kind of stay up. I bet there's some fantastic views. I can honestly say I don't usually cycle at sunrise. I am normally walking First Officer George though, particularly this time of year when sunrise is late for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. And the sun normally comes up now about, what is it, 10 past, quarter past 8 at the minute, which is obviously quite late on. I'm not walking even in the summer at sunrise. I'm not getting up at 4:30. Poketor, also on Twitch, thank you so much for the follow. And Think Moisty as well says it's beautiful down by the cliffs. There's no cliffs near where I reside. Well, certainly not locally. Just lots and lots of hills. Which as a cyclist you may or may not appreciate. Oh, we're happy to see any photos as well. I think most of you can share those in the Discord server. Ripclaw0616 also thank you for the follow on Twitch. Couple of static discharges here on on VATSIM. Let's see. Oh, we've got Lufthansa taking off from Nantes behind us. Ripclaw Raid from YouTube. Hello. SBSR channel. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Good to have you on board. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers now on YouTube. So about 500 feet to go, then we'll go through some top of climb checks. Then it's definitely time to go and grab a drink. Indian for tea tonight, I think. What's everybody else having? Ripclaw, we stream to YouTube, Twitch and Facebook simultaneously, so we're on all three all of the time. Tommy, thank you for subscribing as well, welcome on board. Hope you like Lisbon, because that's where we're going. Macalt Star. Ripclaw, do you have the sorry, Think Moishi, is there a Discord link you can use? Yes, there is. Do you know what? I don't even know if that's posted on Twitch. It's definitely on the YouTube video description. That's Alt Cruise, so set TCAS to below. There we are. Reese 152K. No, I don't use PackX. No, I use self-loading cargo. Right, we're now at our top of the climb, flight level 390.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we'll be delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin starting and waiting around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder, that EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Okay, that's good. All of the channels look fine. I've just realised for some reason my Streamlabs has just decided to completely stop showing me any comments from the guys on YouTube. So just bear with me a minute. I'll see if I can just refresh that. Not quite sure what's going on just there. Highly annoying. I thought everyone on YouTube was rather quiet, but now I know why. You guys have never been that quiet, and that's exactly how we like it. Antrak, good afternoon to you. Hope you're well. Oh wow, I've missed so many comments, guys. I'm so sorry about that. So Frank WG Abbott, hello mate. You'll be setting up a complete reinstall on the new computer. Excellent. Andrew Pell, hi. How is that altitude assigned goes? So the cruise altitude. So it goes to alt cruise when you have reached the altitude that you've got set here in the progress page. Basically means that the aircraft is going to hold flight level 390 within 50 feet either side, just to give the passengers a more comfortable ride rather than trying to remain absolutely fixed bang dead on at flight level 390. Bruce 10, it's called self-loading cargo. Brian, you flew into San Francisco last night on VATSIM on observer mode. It was really busy there. Planes stacked in hold, 30 minutes waiting for clearances. That sounds fantastic. Dino Squad, thank you for subscribing. Interactive Studio, hello. You were in a meeting, you missed the beginning. It was a beautiful, straightforward and easy departure. It was really nice. Aerofly Channel, hello to you as well. And Interactive Studio, you've just bought the Thrustmaster TCA add-on. Excellent. Aerofly, thank you for joining us and subscribing. Brewers, do I think self-loading cargo is worth 13 quid? Oh, definitely. £13. That's, I mean, that's nothing for a immersive program like that. Nick says you can see Dark pulling up the rear. That is, that's just conjured up all sorts of images. I wish it didn't. Hello kids, is there a way to expedite passenger boarding other than a third-party mod? You mean in the A320NX? You can change it. Hang on, let me find this. Turn on the flight pad. Let this load. So if you go to settings, is it under realisms? Boarding time. There you go. You can set it to instant real and things like that. I've even got the ideas set to instant, just because usually I'm a bit of in a rush sometimes to get the stream started. Although the amount of time I do spend on the ground, I can probably put that to real. As well. But boarding time, I'm definitely leaving to instant. Krishan, how to remove the engine and small details from the cockpit view? Pardon? Not quite sure I'm understanding your question there. We're going to do a fuel check in around 40 miles, see how that's going. J-Hug, you've just taken off again, we'll see how far we get. Oh, good luck to you. FS Insane, thank you for subscribing, and Slendy on Twitch, thank you as well. And Harry H151 on Twitch. Thank you so much for subscribing. And Ripclaw on Twitch. Yeah, my internet's not really amazing. It's Streamlabs that actually sends it out to the 3 different servers. Bruno was my longest flight with the 320. Probably when the fuel burn wasn't entirely accurate when the simulator first came out. I think we did. Did we do New York to St. Martin? Something daft like that. I think. It was about 8 hours. Then again, the flight up to visit Santa at Lapland, that was an 8-hour stream. Not the longest flight, but we did there and back, so... Ryan E, afternoon to you. Krishana, you mean the airspeed, engine 1, engine 2? Oh, I see, you're talking about the heads-up display, aren't you? I think that is in the accessibility settings. I think it's popped in there. Just need to go ahead and turn those off. J-Hog, you still love the way you can fly on VATSIM as an observer. It's much more fun than being able to see us all fly. You need to untick that observer button, J-Hog. Get yourself in. I'd love to see you land. Have you been to Innsbruck again recently? $27 miles to go, then we'll do that fuel check. How are we doing for flight time? 17:01. Yeah, see that wind's starting to come down and slow down our progress. Don't want it to do that. So I told my cabin crew, aka the wife, that I'd be on the ground and done for 17:15 p.m. Let's see, shall we? Oh, now that's a nice view. Gives you a sense of depth to everything that's out in front. 11 Clark M. Oh, thank you so much for your £4.49 donation there, Clark. And he says, "Hi mate, I often speed up to Mach 8 just during the cruise rather than keeping it unmanaged. Is this wrong? I see most people keep it unmanaged." Most people do keep it unmanaged, and most airlines keep it unmanaged, mainly because it's flying at the cost index that your company have told you to fly it, and it obviously saves fuel. You're not going to save or make up too much time. If in the real world you want to come off managed and speed up to say Mach 0.8, then you would have to contact company ops just to say, you know, can we do this? You know, if you're running behind and you're a little bit late, you want to make up some time for whatever reason. Maybe there's bad weather ahead, or you're just late. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it. At the end of the day, it's a simulator, isn't it? The main thing is just don't go over VMO, which is your maximum operating speed. Don't go above that, and you're fine. Keep an eye on the fuel burn as well, because your SimBrief flight plan, if you are using SimBrief, is expecting you to fly at the managed speed. But thank you again, Clark. Really, very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for that. J-Hog says landing wasn't too bad, but he failed to stop before it ran out of runway. I think most of you love how I refer to the wife as cabin crew. Thank God she doesn't watch the streams. Is Fanta, do I ever face the trees on the taxiway and runways issue? Most of the airports I fly to and from are handcrafted, so no, not usually. J-Hog, it was raining when you left Nantes just now. How quickly the weather changes? Well, we saw as we were departing, those clouds looked rather black, didn't they? So that just sounds good. Brewers 10, your cabin has lost pressure. What do I do? Right, it's an emergency descent time for you. Get autopilot off, get yourself down safely to 10,000 feet, and just look up on your overhead. Make sure that pack 1 and pack 2 are turned on. In order to be turned on, there should be no white lights. Remember, Airbus operates an engine out. Engine out? A lights out procedure. So, check those for me. If you're on the same flight route as me, you should be okay. Minimum safe altitude and minimum off-route altitude should be quite happily keeping you nice and safe. But let us know if you can get that sorted. But basically, of course, in the real world, what you do is crew get their oxygen masks on, first thing to do. Get the seatbelt signs on, initiate the emergency descent. If you want to do it with the autopilot, then pull the altitude selector, set whatever altitude you want to get down to, 10,000 feet in this case. And you can also pull the speed button, make sure we get down. And also engage full speed brake, that will get you down faster. So there's your emergency descent procedures. Good luck to you. Frank asks, can you save the community folder, then cut and paste back in after the new installation of Microsoft Flight Sim? Yes, of course, that's exactly what I do. My community folder is usually empty, with the exception of things like the mods I'm using. I have a second folder, which is called a add-ons folder, just somewhere sat on my hard drive. And I literally just copy and paste things out of that as I need them, or cut and paste, not copy. You'd fill up space pretty quickly if you did that, but yes, cut and paste. Totally forgot to do the fuel checks at that waypoint. Ah, well, we'll do the one in. We'll do the next one in 30 miles or so. Nomad Piloting, hello my friend. You have a question? Good stuff. Regarding descending, if you were given a specific amount of track miles, say 100 miles, and you begin your descent, how would you know what rate of descent to use? That depends how many feet you want to lose. So if you want to lose 20,000 feet, to be at whatever altitude you need to be at by that particular waypoint you're referring to, if you need to lose 20,000 feet, you do 20 multiplied by 3, which gives you 60. You'd start that descent 60 miles away from the waypoint. Or as Wayne said, you can use the calculator on the electronic flight bag. I actually don't faff around with that. It's a handy tool, certainly till you get the hang of it. Barry, what FPS would you select for an emergency? You wouldn't select FPS. Just get down ASAP, but make sure, of course, you're not going to overspeed. And don't forget the speed brakes. There's a great tool at your disposal. Conditions, hello, says, hey, I've used a lot of your videos to learn. Thank you. You're quite welcome, Conditions. If you've got any questions, then this flight is the perfect flight. We've got an hour or so before we even think about getting down. So Nomad Piloting, what about the manual calculation? Yeah, so hopefully I think I've just answered that. Come back and let me know if you need a little bit more help. The Plane Kid says, I've learnt to fly from you. I really appreciate it. You are more than welcome, Plane Kid. Hopefully you've had some safe flights. Paul says, good afternoon. Nice view. Is the live weather sorted now? It is indeed. This is live weather and out over the Bay of Biscay. Looking, well, looking absolutely stunning, isn't it? Nice fluffy cumulus clouds down there below. Brewers 10, pressure's been regained, back to flight level 370. You know why it happened, the packs were off. Excellent. Brewers, are you on the same flight routing as us? Just out of curiosity. Wayne says he learned how to crash all on his own, but I taught him how to miss the ground for longer. You can run off pack 1, just one pack working up until flight level 240, I think it is. But yeah, after that you're going to struggle, you need both. Unless, of course, you've got screaming passengers, then put your oxygen mask off, turn the packs off, let all the passengers fall asleep, and then put them back on again. No, don't do that. Emil Joyce, you're landing at Heathrow in around 5 minutes. You're hoping for a butter. 5 minutes? You shouldn't be typing away on here. You've got lots to be monitoring. Should almost be capturing the ILS by now. Nomad piloting. Here we go. So, as you said in your example, 20,000 feet. It's 20 multiplied by 3 equals 60 miles. You have your distance, but how many feet per minute would your rate of descent be to be exactly on profile? Well, you need to monitor this. In fact, there is a way to work this out. So that's based on a 3-degree flight path angle, which you could set using track FPA, or the easiest way to work it out is to look at your ground speed. So let's say I wanted to descend now at a 3-degree angle, but still using feet per minute. So hang on, I'm not going to miss this fuel check. So this is Devar. 1 minute. How long have we been flying for? 39 minutes. We're a minute ahead of schedule. We should have 4.8 tons on board. What have we got? 5 tons, so 200 kilograms extra. Beautiful. Sorry, just needed to do that fuel check. Okay, so if I wanted to descend at a 3-degree flight path angle, which is what that math calculation does give you, have a look at your ground speed. So here you can see it's 400, call it 430 for ease. Divide that by 2. That gives you 215, and just put a 0 on the end of that. So that will be 2,150 feet per minute. Although normally for the start of the descent, you'll see me do it a little bit later on. Start of descent, I would put whatever altitude it is I'm going down to, and then I just pull the speed, and we descend at 270 knots. And then I just keep looking at how my profile is looking and tweaking with the speed, if need be. Wayne, important safety tip: do not open the cargo door at altitude. No, absolutely not. Oh, that's nice. That looks amazing, doesn't it? Boasted, you just crashed into the Atlantic at 900 knots in an F-18. Ouch. Right then, guys. As serene as that is, looking beautiful, I'm going to go and grab myself a cup of tea, because the flight crew isn't going to bring me one on their own. Stay with me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's starting to make landfall, I think, just down there. When we come back, we'll start flicking through some charts and having a read about what we need to know about Lisbon. Looking forward to seeing the new scenery. I will be back with you in around 5 or 10 minutes. See you all soon.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Hey guys, back with you. Oh wow, those clouds have cleared while I've been away. Lovely. I have some nice scenic views a little bit later on. We're going to check out the brief in a little while. Maybe while my cup of tea cools down. My word, it's chaos out there. So I've just come out of the office and found out there's 4 kids upstairs playing in the living room. Only one of them is mine. The triplets are not at home. They are at nursery learning how not to bite other children. So, hey Nick, how you doing? Still flying? Still all looking good? And Frank, WGM, you're 80 years old. Wow. Your grandson, your grandson calls you old fart. Love it. Love it. Oh, great to have you on board, Frank. Surely the drinks trolley should go to you first. Well, it needs to. Nick has to be last, otherwise no one's getting anything. Let's just check everything in the flight deck is as it should be. J-Hog says, send First Officer George to nursery. Oh wow, could you imagine? The kids would love it. Not so sure about the staff, however. Let's have a look. How's our flight time looking? 17:01, that's good. I've just managed to postpone my flight by about 5 minutes, so I've got about until 17:20 before I start to get in trouble. J-Hog says he's not the eldest. Fantastic. Drini, today was a very long day. It was your first day at your new school. It went very well. Oh, wow, Drini, okay, new school. Always a scary time. Hope everything was okay for you. Went well. Let's get some charts up, shall we? So, the arrival we are anticipating. Let's see. The in-bomb 7 kilo. And we'll have a look through everything. Make sure all is well. Let's just bring up the information for arriving aircraft as well. So, in-bomb 7 Charlie, we want to be flight level 290 at in-bomb 250 at Fatima, which is a flyover waypoint. And it's quite a nice approach, this. Those of you sat on the left hand side of the aircraft will be able to see our our airfield as we come in, down and round. ILS. Straight in, right? Really, really nice, easy and straightforward approach. Now, quite early on, what I have had here before is they can give you some short, well, I say shortcuts, there's not that many shortcuts that they can give us on this particular approach, but they can sort of direct you all the way from up here at in-bomb or Fatima right the way to sort of Papa Charlie 402, just passing all these waypoints, and that's fine. Just need to be aware of that. Profile wise, it's not going to affect us too much. Trini says it was the first day at school was definitely better than you'd imagined. Oh, it's it's the fear of the unknown, isn't it? Always builds things up. Wayne, on your first day at school, all the staff were so shocked they all played hooky on the second day. Is that all staff, Wayne, or just the staff that had you in their class? Transmissions. The flight in total is around 2 hours. So this is quite a healthy guide as well. At Oddlicks, that's 30 miles to the threshold at Oddlicks. So really, you want to be looking to be about 9,000, between 8 and 9,000 feet there at Oddlicks. In fact, I'd plump for flight level 80 to be fair at Oddlicks. So that's something we can we can use. We'll bring that into our scan a little bit later on. But first of all, at Imbom, we need flight level 290. So let's go ahead and start setting up the top of descent range markers, shall we? So to do that, come down here to the McDo, and sorry, I've just woken the tablet up after I've been away and I'm just watching the numbers count down. 252 miles to go. So, fix info. Imbom was that point. INBOM. We're currently cruising at 390, so about 30 miles out from Imbom. Let's just call it 30. Give it 32 miles out, just so we've got a bit of time to play with. Put a radius ring around there, and on that prog page, I'm going to add now, as discussed, I'm going to add Oddlicks in there. Oscar Delta Lima India X-ray. So when I'm 30 miles out, I need to be about flight level 80. Give me time to slow down and things. Wayne's not saying your education was hard, but the school had its own pathologist. You should write a book, Wayne. You really should. Now, if air traffic control is not online, of course, then we'll do our entire... in fact, I'm just looking at this. It is online. Excellent. Well, the tower's online. Oh, and the approach is online. Excellent. So we can get some ATIS here. So runway in use is 03. Fantastic. After landing, vacate via Hotel 4. Let's bring that up and have a quick look at the ground charts then. Vacate via Hotel 4. That's changed. The last time I saw this chart, last time I landed here, I'm sure that was called Hotel November. And finally, this runway has now disappeared. Because this used to be a runway. It's obviously not a runway any longer. It's now Taxiway Tango. It'll be interesting to see how the new Siri shows that. Visibility is great, clouds broken 1,800 feet, temperature 14, QNH 1024. Comply with speed limitations. Excellent. Christopher Shaw, good afternoon to you, hope you're well. Philip, why the drama music? No idea. It's just a nice classical playlist for a nice Monday, first day back at work on a Monday, guys. We want to chill out and relax. So yeah, runway 3 is in use, so we can expect obviously the Imbom 7 kilo, and also be aware of some shortcuts that we may get. Not of it really is going to matter too much with regards to our track mileage. If we were coming in, say, from the east or the west and going to Imbom and then starting the approach, well, then maybe we'd get a direct, would obviously play a much bigger part. But no, that should be nice and straightforward. Let's just have a look at some of the other charts. Noise abatement, not bothered about those. Not low visibility procedures. Yeah, so that doesn't count today. Taxi routines prefer to 10.9. Airport restrictions, reduced engine taxi, whenever operationally and feasibly safe, all aircraft are requested to shut down as many engines as possible while taxiing and holding on the ground, except in the following circumstances. Any aircraft reaching the hold point that is required to cross an active runway. Yeah, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Single engine taxi it will be. So, APU, narrow body, wide body, yeah, not bothered about APU, that's all rubbish now anyway, thanks to COVID. Visual approaches, descent to final approach, we'll probably not be doing that, we'd decline it anyway. Reverse thrust, don't need that, nice long runway. Cat 2 and 3 operations, don't need that. Unless otherwise instruction file, it should plan to vacate runway 3 via high-speed taxiway Hotel 4. That's fine, that's what they've asked us to do anyway. Turbulence can be expected on final and touchdown zone for runway 3 when the wind direction is between 310 360 with wind speeds. What is that wind? 34 degrees variable. Oh, so it's possible then. So turbulence can be expected on final and the touchdown zone for runway 3. Okay. Okay. Nothing there then that immediately concerns us. So we're going to vacate via the rapid exit taxiway Hotel 4 and get ourselves back coming down onto Uniform 4. And we expect, I think, EasyJet or Terminal 2, which is all the way over here. Which default at Scenery Airport looks absolutely rubbish. So I'm hoping this new scenery will really have improved this. Right, so quick departure, quick arrival briefing. Inbound, we're going to get down to flight level 290. After that, we'll continue all our way down. I want to be flight level 80 by Odlix. Obviously, with ATC online, this is going to help. That's 30 miles to final. 250 by before Odlix, of course, and then we want green dot not long after that. In fact, looking at the turn and the distance we've got to go, let's do green dot shortly after Odlix. As we make the base, we'll go flaps 1 and then flaps 2 for the glide slope. Check the RadNav page as well now. That frequency is 109.1. That is already in. Course 26. That's good as well. Transition altitude is 4,000 feet. No, it isn't. Transition altitude is not 4,000 feet. Oh, it is. Transition altitude is 4,000 feet, which is the same as platform altitude. Minimum safe altitude, as we're coming in, is 4,000 to the north, and then 3,000 to the south. It's going to be Cat 1. Runway visual range above 750 meters, which is higher than normal, actually. 530 feet. We'll get QNH a little bit later on as we get closer. We've already clocked the ILS frequency, and that's already in the McDo. 109.1. Airfield elevation is 330, and this is a great missed approach. Look at this. Straight ahead, flight level 70. And contact approach. We can also put in the Lisbon VOR as well in the RadNav. I'll do that just for a bit of a little bit of situational awareness. Shouldn't need it, however. 114.8. That's in. Top of descent then is around 38 miles away. Job done.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So I'm interested to know as well, has anybody who's in the chat actually been to Lisbon Airport in real life? I haven't, so I just want to know what the scenery looks like in comparison to real life when we get there. Mindmaster says, very nice and interesting stream. Thank you very much, Mindmaster. Thank you for being on board. Lourdes says, I am not English native. I did not understand, because he was obviously listening to me, Yorkshire English, your approach. But it seems that you land on 03. Yes, Louis. 03 for our landing today. Nice weather front. You can see there the cloud layers. I'm a dude, you've been to Lisbon, you can't remember much. That's fair enough. Brewers 10 you have when you were young. Kate Zora you have, but your mum has. You have to get her on the phone. Nah, get her on YouTube. My mouse cursor's disappeared. I do hate it when that happens. I know it happens quite a bit to people. Hopefully that's back and working now. I always love to ask this question, and I love the response we get. How many of you are watching this whilst working? Hey Christian, I just remembered you're here. How you doing, mate? So Adrian, you're using the dev version. Should be seeing traffic on the display. Yeah, so the dev version doesn't have TCAS. The experimental version does. So we're in the experimental version here. And seriously, come on, mouse cursor, come back. There you are. So I'm just looking down there. We've got nothing there with regards to TCAS, so that's fine. Right, we need to contact approach, which is 1191. We're also going to get the latest weather as well. So, that's approach. The tower frequency is also on line 12415. Let's get that in the standby.
Tango Papa 123. Wind is 350 degrees, 8 knots, clear for takeoff. Tango Papa 123, sorry, can you say again, please? Tango Papa 123. Wind 350 degrees, 8 knots, clear for takeoff. And Papa 123, clear for takeoff, runway 30.
So there is our METAR 340 varying Q10.
5080, you are not following the star. Turn to left on heading 240.
Oh, someone's not following the charts properly.
Left heading 040 and we are following the star now. 1410, correction 5018.
I don't think I want you to follow the star anymore if you're already too far off it. Anyway, that QNH 1024.
Descent to flight level 160. Expect ELS runway 03.
And wind 340 at 8.
Portugal 104 Foxtrot, when reaching
Decision
Mach 5, line up for runway 03 and
530.
wait.
When reaching Mach 5, line up runway 03 and wait, Air Portugal 104 Foxtrot.
Finnair 9 Romeo Tango, clearance is ready, ready to copy?
Okay, we're going to start our top of descent now.
Finnair 9 Romeo Tango, you are clear to Helsinki, it's bid for November departure. Initially climb to flight level 60, scope will be 2244.
So start level descent 290 blue. A little bit late, but that's okay.
Helsinki on the EBIT 4 November departure, climbing to flight level 60, stalking 2244. Finnair 9 Romeo Tango.
Finnair 9 Romeo Tango, respect correct. Tango Papa 123, identified, climb for 1,500 feet. Left to Charlie Point.
Please note, however, that the toilets will show.
Mark, it shows you on the V pilot that they are online, so a quick look here tells you that Portugal approach is online, 1191, so we're going to give them a call.
Thanks, Papa 123.
As soon as this guy's read back.
1,500 feet and turn left to Charlie Point. Approach from
For him to confirm that.
Filter 5018, Sebastian Mrs.
Yes, can you repeat the heading please for 5018?
Filter 5018, the heading will be 240.
240 Roger, Filter 5018.
Lisbon approach, good afternoon, Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo, descending now, flight level 360, inbound Imbom.
Alpha 31 Foxtrot Kilo, good afternoon, scope 2170.
2170, Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo.
Ronco 01, confirm you are flying to Charlie Point.
Ronco 01, proceeding inbound Charlie Point.
Ronco 01, expect in Cascais runway 35.
Ronco 01, expect runway 35 in Cascais.
So we're not going to use any auto brake either on this approach. Nice long runway. Vacate the rapid exit taxiway onto the right. Later.
Alpha
Oh, hang on.
31 Foxtrot Kilo, radar contact. Descent to flat level 100 and cleared in from 8 Alpha arrival.
Continue descent via level 100 and cleared via the Imbom 8 Alpha arrival. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo.
Portugal 104.
So that's a slight change.
350 degrees, 8 knots, clear for takeoff, runway 03.
Clear takeoff 03, Air Portugal 104 Foxtrot.
So, just changing the approach there. Let's just check the chart.
Reports attention in Cascais.
Ronco 01, request to touch and go at runway 35 and then proceed to Sintra for full stop.
So I'm just checking this. Not too much difference between them, to be fair.
That's copied, wind in Cascais.
Inbound, Fatima, Papa Tango, 405, Oddlicks, 401, 42, 420, 421, 422, and
Ronco 01, cleared for touch and go runway 35 after departure 122 decimal late.
Tango Papa 123, confirm you are flying direct to Charlie Point.
so now set flight level 100 blue. That was a mistake on my part, I should have done that much sooner. Thankfully we didn't level off.
Left to 10 Voltor 5018.
Tango Papa 123.
I have control, good evening to you. Louis Ray, yes, ATC is speaking.
And Papa 123.
Tango Papa 123, please confirm you are flying to Charlie Point.
Thanks Papa 123, can you give me the heading, please?
Tango Papa 123, the heading will be 220.
Heading 320, thanks Papa 123.
Negative.
So it's SP270. Let's just check how we're doing with our profile now. I want to lose about 20,000 feet by the time this reaches 0. That's going to be absolutely fine. Profile's looking great. Gives us time to slow down as well. I have control. This is the VATSIM control network.
18, proceed direct. Outlooks, Oscar Delta, Lima, India, X-ray.
Oddlicks, that's
Proceed direct Oddlicks, Volta 5018.
what we've got in there, so we're kind of expecting a direct similar to that. So I have control. VATSIM is a virtual air traffic control network of live pilots like myself and live air traffic controllers, all controlling, all connected.
Kilo, proceed direct Oddlicks.
Proceed direct Oddlicks, Alpine 31 Fox Kilo. Didn't we predict that? So let's go direct Oddlicks.
04 Foxtrot, proceed direct, ready.
Proceed direct Ureli, Portugal 104 Foxtrot.
Hopefully bring us in nice and straightforward without any delay.
Lisbon approach, this is Ronco 01, disregard not proceeding to Sintra but request proceeding to Lisbon.
Ronco 01, that's Cockpit, fly Costa de Caparica.
Proceeding to Costa de Caparica, Ronco 01, and then request overhead circuit.
Ronco 01, that's
so track miles, we've got about 110.
For now, direct Costa de Caparica.
So
Ronco 01, direct
loads of time with those track miles to get down.
Papa 123, descent 1,500 feet, turn right heading 250.
So this just looks a bit rubbish at the moment because of the speed we're doing. That'll write itself out as we get closer.
1,000 feet.
Takeoff 123, descending to 1,000 feet.
Ronco 01, traffic information, 12 o'clock. It's Aveco 3, report the aircraft inside.
Let's just reduce that rate of descent a little bit. So speed of VS 1800.
Ronco 01, remain visual with him.
Did he just say Concorde 01?
Copy, Concorde 01.
Nice.
Alpha and 31 Foxtrot Kilo, descent to flat level 80.
Flight level 80, Alpine 31 Fox Kilo. That's really nice because I wanted flight level 80 by the time we got to Oddlicks, so flight level 080 blue.
70518.
Getting there before sunset, so that's nice. Inox Panda, the EasyJet, if you know about the cell cal plate, that was made by one of our channel members. I forget who kindly made that.
Lufthansa 2510, stand 126, request clearance to Innsbruck, flight level 360.
Oh, someone's going to Innsbruck. God bless them.
Lufthansa 2510, please again. Lufthansa 2510, please again.
Lufthansa 2510, stand 126, request clearance.
I'm loving the ATC. Sounds like he's had one or too many cups of caffeine, but he's on the ball. He knows exactly what's happening. Good on him.
Cockpit, you are clear to Innsbruck. Exit for November departure. Initially climb to flight level 60, stroke 0524.
Where are we going?
Clear for destination for exit for November departure, squawk 0524. Initial climb, flight level 60, Lufthansa 2510.
The
Please give me
sign
the
showing just here now. Presumably that's a bug. It looks like we're going the correct waypoint. I can see.
By Pushback.
Yeah, we are going. There's just a slight bug in the sim. It's lost odd licks just there.
Portugal 102. Portugal 104.
I know, Panda. We've done Innsbruck quite recently, actually. That is a fun approach.
122 decimal thanks. Bye-bye, 10 for Foxtrot.
Ronco 01 cleared. ILS runway 02.
Concourse 01, request overhead circuit at runway 03.
Ronco 01 cleared overhead runway 03.
Yeah, so our flight plan's looking good at the minute. Rate of descent's fine. Profile is going to get us to odd licks flight level 80, which is what I wanted.
On correction, turn right, heading 240.
Max speed there is 220 knots though, so we need to be aware of that. Barry says, yeah, you see the star's still buggy. It is, but
can you repeat, please?
only this is missing. The actual direct is working absolutely fine.
On a thing 360 now. 360.
And Papa 123, turning right to
Thank you, Papa 123. I don't have much time, so turn right, I think 360, clear to ILS runway 35.
360.
Volta 5018, descent to 4,000 feet, packet 91024.
I don't need to sit and explain or talk to you guys, I'm just sat listening to ATC as we come on in. Welcome on board to those that have recently joined us. You're just in time for the approach and landing.
Alpha 31 and Foxtrot Kilo, descent to flight level 60.
Descent flight level 60, Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo.
Lisbon approach, this is Ronco 01 initial.
Flight level 060 set.
Ronco 01, what was your attentions?
How can they not know what Concorde 01's intentions are?
Full stop at runway.
Ronco 01.
Is it Concorde 01? Am I mishearing?
0 degrees, 8 knots, cleared land to runway 03.
Concourse 01 request overhead circuit and for full stop.
Falcon 203, thank you for following on Twitch.
That's copied. Thank you, Papa 123. Report fields inside.
Okay, approach checklist, seatbelt signs are on and approach briefing is done. Minimums 530 set, engine mode selector normal, EFB is stowed.
Has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt.
Good afternoon, Lisbon approach, Studio 464 with you with Sedley to flight level 290 by Airborne, and we have Golf on board.
Hello, Nick.
Speedbird 4644, good day, Squawk 1072.
Mark Van Hunt, why did I switch from open descent to VS? Just because we were below the profile, so I don't want to have to level off and fly at 8,000 feet for too long.
Lisbon approach, Volatea 2510, stand 126, request push and start.
Stand by, thank you, Papa 123, monitor Unicom, 122.9.
I'm going to pull this back to 250 knots and we're going to go into open descent again in a moment though.
Ronco 01 break.
Ronco 01, copy.
I know, Panda, this is the VATSIM Virtual Air Traffic Simulation Control Network.
Expect base leg at Otlick.
Thrust idle, open descent. And we'll pull 250 knots, 10,000 feet, get the lights on.
Ronco 01, report final
Klaus. Thank you for, Klaus Hansen, thank you for clearing that up for me.
Volta 5018, turn to left on head heading 180.
Left on heading 180, Volta 10, correction 5018.
Speedbird 464, radar contact, clear team from 8 Alpha arrival, runway 03, no speed restrictions.
Cleared on the I-bomb 3 Alpha, 8 Alpha arrival, runway 03, no speed, Zero 464.
I didn't get no speed restrictions. Wait, he's going to cut straight in again, isn't he?
Reports are investigated.
Yeah, no speed restrictions for Nick. Get in there before the EasyJet's inbound.
Lufthansa 2510. Please again.
Lisbon approach, Lufthansa 2510, stand 126, request push and start.
Lufthansa 2510, push and start is approved north.
Push and start approved facing north, Lufthansa 2510.
Again, I'm just going to slow that rate of descent down.
31 Foxtrot Kilo, descent to 4,000 feet, Pekinese 1024.
Descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1024, Alpine 31 Fox Kilo.
Listen, allow you to Boston Kilo Charlie, just had this little seat out of there, direct inbound. Start heading 060, clear LFA, runway 5018.
Thank you, Papa 123, monitor Unicom, please.
Bronco 01, runway vacated.
Bronco 01, taxi center of your choice.
Okay, let's put it back into thrust idle, open descent, get us down to 6,000, sorry, down to 4,000 feet. And speed 220 at Oddlicks.
Speedbird 2, correction. Speedbird 464, proceed direct Oddlicks.
Proceed direct Oddlicks, Speedbird 464.
So our destination is just down there.
Descent to flight level 100.
Covered by clouds, sadly we can't see it.
Descend to flight level 100, Speedbird 464.
Christian, have you not had that yet? Send me a message afterwards, mate. We'll get that sorted for you. I know they've only gone back to work this week.
Charlie descending, flight level 350, direct inbound.
EC 57 Kilo Charlie, that's squawk 5267.
Squawking 0267, was that for EC 57
It is.
Kilo Charlie? Thank you.
Get rid of the anti-ice, it's nice and warm now.
This is Ronco 01 at taxiway Uniform 4, request proceeding to holding point runway 03.
Ronco 01, taxi to runway 03 via
Oh, Christian, was this one on Willie's show? Ah, fair enough.
Ronco 01 proceeding uniform and intersect stop up.
So
we're going to reduce speed now.
7 Kilo Charlie.
220 knots.
Some reason I don't see you on my radar. Check your scope.
Oh dear.
We'll go
lost radar contact with somebody.
I believe.
It is. Report your position, please.
Stand by, first 57 Kilo Charlie, I'll sort that.
So, we'll get down to 4,000 feet, start to slow down to green dot, and I expect a left-hand turn coming up almost as the glide slope starts to meet us. Cup of tea's going cold.
EC 1811, search squawk 7702.
Squawk 702 EZ 1811.
Volta 5018, confirm you are established runway 03.
Maintain full established, Volta 5018.
Volta 5018, Cockpit, continue approach.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Granting.
Platform altitude, Willie, is 4,000, so we're not going any lower till we're on the ILS. Speed, Alt Star.
Lisbon approach EZ 1811, request descent.
EZ 1811. Confirm you have set your
Waiting for this left turn now.
Confirm squawk 7702 EZ 1811.
Okay, EZ 1811 radar contact now. Descent to flat level 160 initially.
Descent to 160 EZ 1811.
EZ 57 Kilo Charlie, confirm you have set squawk 5267.
Still waiting for this left turn.
Radar contact.
Please ensure your cabin bag is safe.
5267 or 0267 for 57 Kilo Charlie.
Must be stowed,
5267.
window blind.
Well, this is making us fly the full procedure, which he could be doing.
Ready for landing.
Delta 5018, over to Lisbon Tower on frequency 118.1.
Not want to take with you.
118,
The toilets are no longer in service.
Ronco 01, same for you.
I know, Panda, I've heard a child controlling traffic excellently on the ground at Gatwick, so just go for it.
109.1, Lisbon Tower, concurrent.
Alpha and 31 Foxtrot Kilo, proceed direct PASX, clear ILS runway 03.
Direct PASX and clear ILS runway 03, Alpine 31 Fox Kilo.
EC 57 Kilo Charlie, I got you on my radar now at flat level 250. Descent to flat level 160. Correction.
See you soon, Willie.
180.
Descent level 180, and that's wonderful, thank you.
Speed per 4604, descent to flat level 70.
Descent flight level 70, speed per 464.
Right, I think we've got two PASX in the flight plan here.
Speedbird 464, report your indicated speed.
280 at the moment, speed per 464.
EC 1811, report your indicated speed.
We've got PASX there, if need be we'll just pop it into heading mode.
EZ 1811, 290.
Let's try and tidy that up.
1811, that's copy, to reduce speed to 50 knots.
250 knot, EZ 1811.
EC 57 Kilo Charlie.
There we go, let's see if we can do a little bit better, shall we?
240 knots or less.
GSP 240 knots or less, 57 Kilo Charlie.
Yeah, the flight plan's not looking
It's been approaches up
according to plan, but it's okay. We're going to capture the ILS pretty soon. That's on the approach. Autopilot 2. Flight slope lock green, autopilot 3. Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2.
Squawk 0532, SAP 110.
And PASX is where we should capture the glide slope. So we can start configuring now.
Lisbon,
Flaps 1, speed check.
Good evening.
Flaps 1.
Airport Dugat 326, heavy requesting radio check.
Portugal 326, this Lisbon approach, reach 5.
Roll speed back to 180. Yeah, PASX not even in my flight plan now.
EC 1811, descent to flat level 100.
Descent to 100, EZ 1811.
EC 57 Kilo Charlie, descent
comes
to
the glide
flat level
slope.
120.
Descent 120 for 57 Kilo Charlie.
This is one of those really nice scenic approaches, so looking forward to
descent to flat level
this.
100.
Tower 181, is that in the standby? Let's check.
Flight level 100, no speed, SAP 110.
We'll set that in a moment then. So, glide slope's coming down, flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2. Get the tower on standby. I thought we'd set that actually.
EC 1811, expedite descent to flat level 100.
Expedite to descent flight level 100, EZ 1811.
Lock star. And glide slope star. Mr. Approach altitude 7,000 feet is now set. 11 miles to run. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the flight so far.
Kilo confirm established.
And Alpine 31 Fox Kilo established now at 10 miles.
Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo. Contact Lisbon Tower 118.1. Bye-bye.
Over to Tower 118.1. Thanks very much for the service. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo.
Heavy with information. Golf on board 833. Neo, requesting IFR clearance to Palma de Mallorca.
Tower Alpine 31 Fox Kilo established runway 38 miles.
Alpine 31 Fox Kilo, Lisbon, hello, good afternoon, continue our approach, wind check 350 degrees 8 knots.
Continue approach, Alpine 31 Fox Kilo. Yeah, I just wanted to, I stepped on some guy there, but I needed to get him because we were on finals.
Ready for departure, Lufthansa 2510.
Lufthansa 2510, via November 2 line up in 03.
So welcome to those guys that have just come on board for the landing. Afraid I can't answer questions at the moment, we're just concentrating on the final 7 miles.
Foco 02, maintain downwind, I will call for your restart.
Copy, Fox 01.
Alpine 31 Kill Fox. Traffic information. Tank Brav 30 on the left hand in Hanoi 03. Should be no factor for your approach.
Roger, Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo.
Lufthansa 2510, wind 350
Okay, let's start configuring landing gear.
Clear for takeoff, evaporate flight 1.
Flaps 3 in a sec. We'll speed check that.
Clear for takeoff, Hanoi 03.
Flaps 3.
Obrigado, Rodrigo. Até já.
Até já. Alpine 31 Fox Kilo, reduce minimum approach speed.
Reducing minimum approach speed now, Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo.
Thank you. Hoku 01 traffic Airbus A320 new over the bridge. Confirm traffic inside.
Hoku 01, confirm traffic inside.
Hoku 01 number 2, number 1, maintain on supervision with the proceeding. Report final Hanoi 03.
And flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto thrust speed, go around altitude 7,000, set ECAM memo, landing, no blue.
Hoku 01 just maintain on supervision with the proceeding and report final.
I need to move my cup of tea out of the way because I am going to knock it over.
Yeah. Alpine 31 Q, Alpine 31 Fox Q, wind 350 degrees, 8 knots, Hanoi 03, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 03, Alpine 31 Foxtrot Kilo.
Portugal 326.
Gorgeous approach, look at these colours.
Ready to copy, Portugal 326.
Portugal 326. Information Gulf current, QNH 1024. Clear to destination via pit 4. November
So we can expect a little bit of turbulence given the wind direction, so we'll see how that plays out.
Clear to destination
Autopilot
via
off, I have control.
November departure. Information Gulf is current, QNH 1024, Air Portugal 326, and Squawk 5473, Air Portugal 326.
Some simple things like different lights on in the windows.
Wilco, Air Portugal 326.
400.
So approach is stable.
Lisbon Tower, Hoku 01, number 2, runway 03.
Just need to keep driving the aircraft down. Just got a little bit high there. Let's correct that, we've got time to do it.
Minimum approach speed, runway 03, continue approach.
There we go.
Minimum.
Continue.
Hoku 01, just to confirm after the touch and go, you want to proceed to Cascais?
Exactly.
20, 10, 5.
And spoilers deployed. Reverse green.
Boa Tower, Lufthansa 2510, airborne, passing flight level 60.
Lufthansa 2510, contact approach 109.1, bye-bye.
70 knots, reverses off. Don't need to worry about slowing down too much. We're going to vacate right in a moment here on the rapid exit taxiway, which is Hotel 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Clear touching over
Portable electronic devices for
03
messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news,
And Alpine
promotions,
31
flight
clear.
and destination
Please
information,
say
check
again,
out our
Hotel
official
4,
Facebook page,
uniform,
Twitter,
and
or
then
EasyJet app.
to Mike.
Alpine 31 Fox Q, uniform, Lima, Mike, Zulu 1, stand 202.
Uniform Lima Mike, Zulu 1, stand 202, Alpine 31 Fox Kill. Really do need to get that announcement sorted out. Okay, so just having a quick check of the charts. Straight down here, then where is Lima on the charts? I haven't got a Lima on the charts. Oh yes I do. Yes I do. So what aircraft was that meant to be? So straight down here on uniform, left on Lima, crossing the old runway 17 here, which I'm interested to see what the scenery looks like now.
Hawk 01 left downwind, runway 03.
Old taxiway sign.
01, proceed to Charlie Point, maintain 1,500 feet.
TAP Air Portugal.
Hawk 01 proceeding to Charlie Point.
Yeah, that's definitely no longer a runway, but they've still got the time marks on it. I like it. This is Quebec 3, I think. Look at it, they've scrubbed it out. That's amazing. Great touch. Get all those off. So we're just looking for Lima 1, which I think is not this left, because that takes us to Golf, not the next left, which is Fox, but the one after that. Some taxi signs would be quite useful right now. Ah, here we go. Let's have a quick look. Golf 2, Uniform 2, that's Foxtrot, so this left here I believe should be Lima. Yep. With a car in the way, of course. Goodbye, car. Then after Lima, it's Zulu 1. It's Mike, sorry, then Zulu 1. To stand 202. Terminal 2, which is where we expected. Right, 3 minutes of engine run time, so engine 2 shutting down. Single engine taxi now. We'll get to the end here. It's turn left and then right.
Hong Kong 01, you can make your request to Lisbon approach. Contact now Lisbon approach on 1.1.1. Até já.
Obrigado, Rodrigo. Changing over 1.1, Hong Kong 01.
Thank you so much, everybody who has enjoyed this flight today. Good couple of hours flight time, which is nice. Don't get to do long ones too often. And stand 202, which is straight ahead. Wayne says I just ran over that guy's dog. Well, he shouldn't have had his dog out on the runway. Aerofly, hello! Glad you enjoyed the flight today. For those of you on the way out, please do leave a like as you go. Really makes a huge difference to the channel. Would really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
326 heavy at 10-3, requesting push and start.
So I'm just coming off VATSIM now, so we don't get interrupted by ATC. Mark, I actually can't recall whose series this is. It's available from Orbex though. Parking brake. Engine number 2. Seatbelt signs off. Beacon light. There we go. Call some ground. And, oh, I've just seen the time. I'm going to get in trouble. Now, will this bring them? Yeah, I think it will. Have we got any stairs as well for our passengers to disembark on? No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like they're staying there for the return journey. Really nice scenery though. This is the first time I've seen this scenery. It looks great, and I like it when the stands have got the coordinates on there. We should of course check those on the IRS page to make sure that the aircraft has been aligned correctly. But this is nice. Yeah, we'll have to come here again sometime. Like the fin air and the tap there in the background just pushing back. Good to see model matching from AIG working its wonders. Right guys, thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed this Monday afternoon stream. What a great way to start the week. I look forward to seeing you again in the next one. To those of you who have donated, contributed, etc. to the channels I'll keep during the flight today, a big thanks due to the EasyJet Simpilot channel members. Always great to have you guys on board. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll be chatting with you on VATSIM? Well, yes, on VATSIM, but on our Discord server as well. Welcome to our new members as well. Thank you so much for joining the channel, and I look forward to seeing all of you again very, very soon. Hope whatever you're doing on this Monday, you're having a good one. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.